For a deeper dive into the ethical and moral concerns of IVF, let's turn to my conversation with Father Tad Pacholczyk, senior ethicist at the National Catholic Bioethics Center. Father Tad, why is IVF immoral?
Well, the issue here is that each of us is entitled to be brought into the world in the marital embrace. And what has happened with modern technology is we have stepped completely outside that arena. We've turned to technology, we start creating life in test tubes, in glassware, in petri dishes. And what happens is then you treat that life, that gift of infinite and inestimable value, as if it were an object, something you could pay for, go down the street to the clinic, make a down payment, purchase, in effect, offspring. I mean, it is a kind of objectification, to use a fancy word, where we treat our children as objects to be acquired, rather than as blessings to be mysteriously received in the intimacy of the marital embrace between a husband and a wife. And that's the Lord's plan. I mean, the Lord's plan is a beautiful one. It's set up where we are truly recipients of an incredible gift, one that expands way beyond ourselves in every and any fashion, something that, we are not meant to preponderate over. We're not meant to be the ones who call the shots. And a lot of times in United States, I think that's the temptation. We feel we need to be in control. This is just another aspect of me pursuing what I want for my life, rather than, pushing a little bit at the boundaries here and saying to the Lord, Lord, what is it that you're doing here? What is it that you want in our marriage? And if a couple is struggling with infertility, as sometimes they are when they considered the possibility of doing in vitro fertilization, also to ask, what is his plan? Does he have another way for us to be fruitful as husband and wife if it turns out to be the case that they really cannot get pregnant? I'll just say quickly that many times when there are impediments to a pregnancy, it's very possible to resolve those impediments. Like if the woman has a blocked fallopian tube, or maybe the man has a low sperm count because he's been taking some kind of medication and he could temporarily go off of it, etc. And one needs to work with specialists to resolve the underlying issues. But if it turns out at the end of the day that this couple really cannot get pregnant, then what else is the Lord doing? How else should they be fruitful? Maybe adoption, maybe big brother, big sister outreach in the community. There's so many children today who need parental figures. Even becoming a school teacher, you really fulfill a genuine parental role in the lives of these children. So, I think here the root issue is that the Lord God has a wisdom in the way that he has determined and set up for us to receive life as a gift.
And Father, there is an entire industry built around IVF. Can you speak to some of the immoral issues with that and how it perpetuates evil?
Yeah, the industry has become a multi-billion-dollar industry. And when you have dollar signs that are that big, it becomes almost impossible to initiate a good ethical discussion. You sort of back yourself into a corner where profit margins are driving the whole discourse. And I'm afraid that's where we are. You may recall at one point there was a judicial decision in Alabama that accorded rights to embryos that had been created in infertility clinics. And the infertility industry rose up like a gargantuan monster, really, and pushed back, made them completely reverse this in Alabama so that the industry could get what it wanted. They have incredible power and incredible amount of funds. So, we've gone quite far down the slippery slope of in vitro fertilization, and now it's going to be a very tricky matter for us to get back up when so much money and such a big industry are so heavily invested in the current state of affairs.
Well, Father, thank you so much for shedding a light on these issues, and thank you for being here with us today.
Well, thank you, Abigail. A pleasure to join you.